I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting tired of this. President Biden's about to sign an executive order that ultimately does a lot more harm to the United States than it does good. And just for my case in point of why we need Americans to be able to defend themselves, I'm going to show you some graphic scenery from the UC Davis protest yesterday. Please note, this is in broad daylight. I have to mute it because my computer rocks. But yes, please note, this is broad daylight. This is Antifa. This is that idea. This is the same people that took down our Cop City. This is the same people that are attacking and destroying Portland. What are they doing? Because a group of people had somebody come talk. Somebody that they disagreed with. Somebody that they don't like. Somebody that they hate. They're destroying public property. They're destroying UC Davis. And you might be thinking, well, Jackie, that's a government building. If they're willing to destroy a government building, what makes you think they're not willing to attack people? There's been countless reports of them attacking people. And before some idiot goes, well, they're just an idea. I don't really care. They're just an idea. They're a banner. They're a banner that has caused countless damage and harm to people. And don't get me wrong, I'm just using them as an example because, well, most of my audience will be able to grasp who Antifa is. There are other violent extreme groups within the United States, and there has been for a very long time. There is a group that has attacked me personally because, well, you know, I'm not exactly... I mean, because I'm trans. You know, it's not an easy thing to say. That being said, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of what this video is about. Now, I've never made it a secret that I love guns. I'm a very, very strong advocate for protecting yourself. And what a lot of you don't know is I'm actually fairly left-wing. I have a large amount of friends on the right. I do have some left-leaning friends. I have some classical liberal friends. But for the most part, I am actually fairly left-wing. I'm just not woke. When the woke thing started, it was like, well, this is going to destroy who I am as a person. This is going to destroy what makes me a unique individual. But this comes from Brian yeah, I'm not even going to pronounce his last name. This faggot. This fucking faggot. Who has done as much damage to any kind of gun narrative as, well, you know, David Hogg, who showed up late to class to get a bunch of clout because, oh, survived a shooting, guys. Anyways, breaking President Biden to sign an executive order to give AG Merrick Garland, who should be in jail, the tools to clamp down on gun sellers who break the law, moving the U.S. close to universal background checks as possible, according to the White House. First off, the government has no need to know exactly what I have. In fact, the Federalist Papers spelled out that the reason the Second Amendment exists is a check against the government. Yeah, it's not for hunting. It's not for militia. Well, it is for militia, but it's to keep the government in check. Details. Biden will unveil an executive order today to and speak at Montgomery Park, California. The order will clarify the definition of who is engaged in the business of selling firearms. Well, that's great. So now we have a registry of who's selling firearms. Great. Well, all right. Additionally, the order will allow individuals to petition a court to allow police to confiscate guns from people who are a danger to themselves or others. Oh, great. Universal fucking background check. Or fucking red flag laws. That's exactly what we need in this country. Oh, well, he broke up with me. He's got guns. Like, literally, That argument, every place I've ever seen with red flag laws, I've seen that happen. Yeah. It don't take but a cursory fucking search to find it. Welcome to the United Goddamn States, where we're supposed to be armed. Not living under the fucking boot of a fucking dumbass with dementia. Oh, and yeah, I highly suspect somebody's going to end up trying to flag me. Go for it, motherfuckers. I'm considered a mental patient. I'm not allowed to have guns at all. Kidding. Garland will also reportedly create a list of licensed firearms dealers who have violated the law. Well, I guess that means everybody in Texas. And make that list public in order to shame these companies. No, in order to cause damage to people. You're using mob tactics. You're trying to get as many people outraged and angered so that they can attack these companies because you actually know you have very little jurisdiction in the matter. In fact, you have so little jurisdiction in the matter, it's not even funny. Last year, Biden pushed through a bipartisan safety law and, according to the White House, a law that created an opening to allow Biden to direct AG to move the U.S. as close to universal background checks as he can without legislation. Well, he's already trouncing all over the United States Constitution anyway. It's a win for Americans, but just to start. No, actually, it's not a win for Americans. It really isn't. Do you know what despots do when they first come into power? Do you know what any kind of brutal totalitarian regime does when they first come into power? I know a lot of people think the simple solution is to get rid of guns. A lot of people think that's the simple solution, but it's not. The simple solution is not to get rid of guns. The simple solution is, well, we need to fix our government. We need to fix our society. And we need to start caring about our communities instead of nothingness again. But anyways, let's take a look. Except not from here. Let's see. This is his. I don't like his. I hate it. Because it says the exact same things that he just said. And y'all get to see about how dyslexic I am. I should name this video. Yeah, I'm going to name this. This is from CBS News. I don't feel like any of these is going to be any better, but I don't know any of these. Like, let's see. I can go to BBC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CBS, Forbes. Yeah, no. None of these are particularly good sources at all. So we'll use Fox News because, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Go, fuck you, Fox. We'll use CBS. I don't like NBC. I have reasons I don't like NBC. Oh, yeah, cool. Video site. Right. Because that's exactly what I wanted. A video site. I wanted information about the fucking order. It's just common sense. Finally. Biden issues executive order aimed at reducing gun violence. It's just common sense. Well, actually, it just curtails, legal citizens, people that are law-abiding from owning guns. It really doesn't do much to help with gun violence, as it were. But, what do I know? I'm just some dumbass necko on the internet. President Biden issued an executive order Tuesday that aims to increase the number of background checks to buy guns, promote better and secure firearms storage, and ensure U.S. law enforcement agencies are getting the most out of bipartisan gun control law enacted last summer. Yeah, you should fucking You should fucking primary the shit out of any Republican that fucking went with this vid. The Democrat president issued his latest efforts on curbing gun violence in a speech from Montgomery Park, California in January. A gunman stormed a dance hall and the community. Yeah, we know about this shit. I'm aware. I'm here on the. Yeah, you're really not. I want to know what's in the bill. I want to know what's in the. I want to know. I don't. Okay. Mr. Biden's order mandates that his cabinet work on a plan to better structure government support communities suffering from gun violence. The plan also calls on Attorney General Merrick Garland, who I've said repeatedly should be in jail because he's done a lot of illegal shit that's public, to store up rules for federal. Oh, yeah, we're going to give the Attorney General. Yeah, that's great. Basically, that means he can go after gun dealers. Mr. Biden also mandating better reporting of ballistics data from federal law enforcement for a clearinghouse that allows federal, state, and to match shell casings to. But local and state law enforcement agencies are not required to report ballistics data, and many do not, making the clearinghouse less effective. Yeah, here's the thing. Ballistics data is easy to find. There is SAMIs. Damn. Like, literally, I can look up ballistics data easy. And most local and state law enforcement use crime labs that do ballistics data matching off of federal sites anyway. So this is actually a very misleading statement. I don't know if that means that he wants local agencies to spend more money on ballistics labs, which it's cheaper to use private ones when you start getting to this level. And the president is asking the Federal Trade Commissions to issue a public report analyzing how gun manufacturers market to minors and use military images to market to the general public. Well, okay. Not always, but yeah, if you're going for the tactical gun, I could see that, and I have no problem with that. They don't really market to minors. That's actually just a side effect of a lot of guns being kind of cool. I know a lot of minors that, and I'm using the term minors because in my state, when you're allowed to shoot a gun when you're young, so long as your parent or legal guardian is supervising. I think up until 15. I'm not 100% sure on how our hunting laws work. We're a very low pop state, though, so it makes a lot of sense, and we have a lot of wildlife. The bill passed last year, known as the Safer Community Acts, which has done nothing but cause more problems than it's worth. By that I mean more debt, because I haven't really seen any change, is viewed by gun control advocates as a good start, but one that doesn't go far enough. And went too fucking far. But then again, I also generally scream the NFA is illegal, or is unconstitutional, so that's just me. After the law was signed, there was 11 other mass shootings. Yeah, showing you about how good gun laws work. According to a database of mass shootings since 2006 maintained by the Associated Press, USA Today, and the Northern University, these killings don't include shootings in which fewer than 4 people were killed, and gun violence is also rising nationwide. Well, let's see. We have vote banks being bailed out, people being laid off en masse, people not being paid enough to survive, so they're desperate. An entire generation of people that have been brainwashed into believing that they need to be violent towards their beliefs. And I'm not just including the left-wing ones, although they're worse than the right-wing ones, but there are plenty of right-wing people that, quite honestly, have pissed me the fuck off recently as a trans individual, calling for the genocide of trannies. And no, I'm not talking about what's his name that was speaking at UC Davis because I couldn't find shit on that. But, as I start losing my voice again, President Biden's executive order today is a home run for public safety, said Jonathan Farblatt, president of Everytown for Gun Safety. This is the latest example of President Biden's leadership on gun safety, and we're proud to stand with him as he takes a robust action to help close the gun sailor loophole, which significantly expands the background check on gun sales, keep weapons out of the hands of dangerous people, and save lives. Except it doesn't actually. That's the part they don't tell you. Like, none of this stuff actually helps keep these guns out of the hands of dangerous people. If anything, it keeps the guns out of people that are law-abiding citizens. Mr. Biden also directed his cabinet to make sure law enforcement agencies understand the benefit of the new laws, particularly around red flag laws, also known as extreme risk protection orders, which are intended to temporarily remove guns from people that are potentially violent behavior and prevent them from hurting themselves or others. Or if a YouTuber makes a video being critical about the United States government doing something stupid with gun laws like red flag laws, having his guns removed without due process and then never getting them back. Oh, wait, hold on. Oops. Or in the case of your ex-girlfriend being mad at you, her calling the local police department, making you lose your guns, them selling your guns because most police departments are corrupt when it comes to confiscation. I know from personal experience because I've had this happen 3 fucking times, not with guns, but with electronic devices, because I'm a journalist and a fucking activist. 3 fucking times. Yeah. It's bullshit. Last month, the Justice Department sent out more than $200 million to help states and the District of Columbia administer red flag laws and other crisis intervention programs. Now, a lot of you are going, well, Jackie, what's your solution to gun violence? More guns. I'm going to be honest with you. More guns. This city I work in, very low gun crime rate. Do you know why we have a low gun crime rate? You just assume everybody's armed. Where I live, there's been 1 robbery in 20 fucking years. That 1 robbery committed by somebody's son. The reason there's not robberies? Because everybody's armed. If everybody's armed, you just assume everybody knows how to use a gun, whether they know how to use or not. More guns. Well, what about criminals that are mentally unhinged? Well, those should have been taken care of. It shouldn't have been, well, they're on our radar. The problem is when you come down to it, most of these laws are going to be ineffective, and all they're going to do is cause you, the law-abiding citizen, to not be able to protect yourself when, these people, these lovely activists, these fiery protesters, these people come marching up on your doorstep. These people, these people, hold on. These people, you see these people breaking the property here? That's all that's going to do. That's going to cause you not to be able to protect yourself when these people show up on your door. And trust me, when you start screaming, well, what, but the police will arrest you. I should not have to go through all the evidence here, but the police would rather arrest you because it's easier. You're the problem. Yeah, all this is just another ploy to actually put American people in a place where they cannot protect themselves, where they no longer have the liberty, the civil rights, or anything like that. I'm sorry, but it's just not worth it anymore. This country is falling the fuck apart. This country no longer has any bearing on what it should be. And like I said, we've bailed out woke companies. All those people at Silicon Valley Bank that had over the FDIC limit, they're getting bailed out. All those companies, mostly woke tech companies like BuzzFeed, not doing very good. They should have lost money. Businesses deserve to fail. It's the nature of market economies. But that just doesn't happen anymore. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even sure this country is going to stand for another year at this rate. And it's not because I look at the internet all day and I see all this. I have a life outside of the internet. Yeah, trans girl actually does things other than look at memes and stuff all day and communicate with people. But yeah, no, that's just the thing. It is just terrible. I'm tired of it. I think it's, I've had it. I think many Americans have had it. We can't protect ourselves. We spend billions upon trillions of dollars in a war that really we should not be even involved in. We're sending tanks and weapons. We're arming these people. We have constant fucking protests and riots on our own soil because our country's broken. Our financial establishments are falling the fuck apart because, well, money's not exactly existent. And we can't protect ourselves because our government doesn't want us to have weapons or firearms. Do you think this country can survive? Do you know what happens when they start taking away firearms? They can take away every other right on that book because they no longer have to fear the American people. They no longer have to. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's exactly what they want. You have no future as long as the world keeps going the way it's going. We have no future. Anyways, I've been Jackie. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a bit doom and gloom, but I'm going to be honest with you, that's about all there is anymore. I love you guys. Thanks for much for watching the video. And if you could leave a like or a comment down below, it helps the algorithm, helps me grow. Anyways, I'm starting to taste blood. My mouth is hurting. My throat's killing me. So I love you guys. Bye.